My 16-year-old niece dumped her mojito on my cream designer dress at my 35th birthday dinner, then said, "Now you look as cheap as you are." The whole restaurant went silent, and my sister smirked like she'd just watched a magic trick land. By the end of that week, I stopped being the family punching bag they could humiliate for fun. I grew up in Cedar Rapids with one older sister who was the golden child and me, the reliable extra. She got gifted, I got hardworking. She got tuition, connections, and a wedding my parents financed by remortgaging their house. I got 2 jobs, student loans, and polite nods. Looking back, I wasn't failing to earn love. I was auditioning for a role they never planned to cast me in. I'd just been promoted to regional manager after years in a call center to advisor grind, and I bought one splurge, a $2,200 Valentino dress. It felt reckless and earned at the same time. At dinner, my dad toasted me for finally finding my footing, then pivoted to my sister's husband's $18M deal, and my niece's 3.4 gigapascals like that was the real headline. I kept wondering why my milestones always became someone else's afterthought by dessert. Then the cake landed in front of me, candles shaking. Next, everyone clapped while she reached for her glass. Again, her elbow clipped it in one smooth motion. Then the mojito arced over the table, mint and sugar hanging in the light. Next, it hit my chest and ran in sticky green lines down the bodice. Again, she smiled and said, "Now you look as cheap as you are." My brother's fork hit his plate. My sister laughed and told me not to make a scene. My mom fluttered a napkin at me like intent could be dabbed away. In the bathroom, a restaurant employee blotted sugar crystals from fabric that was already done for and said, "That was deliberate. Why did a stranger defend me faster than my own family ever had?" That's when I realized my calm wasn't peace. It was survival training. I went back to the table, paid my share, and left. My brother and his wife checked on me in the parking lot and called it exactly what it was: cruelty. The next morning, my phone had one message from them and nothing from anyone else. I photographed the damage, booked therapy, and wrote down every small family moment I had swallowed for decades. Therapy forced me to stop minimizing. My therapist said fixed family roles survive because everyone protects them, including the person getting hurt. She was right. I had been translating disrespect into "that's just how they are" for years. Once I named it, I couldn't unsee it. I called a family meeting at my parents' house and asked my sister to bring my niece. I laid it out with examples. Achievements minimized, disrespect excused, patterns protected. "I'm not doing this anymore," I said. My sister called me dramatic. My father said I was jealous. My brother said, "No, she's accurate." I told them my boundary. No more gatherings where I get mocked, dismissed, or used as emotional furniture. My sister stormed out with my niece, slamming the door hard enough to shake a photo frame. My parents didn't transform overnight, but for the first time, they didn't deny everything. My mom started texting awkward, specific recognition instead of generic guilt. My dad asked me for real financial advice and actually followed it. It was messy, not cinematic, but it was movement. At work, something shifted too. In executive meetings, I stopped softening my recommendations to sound less difficult. I spoke, paused, and let silence do its job. People listened. I accepted praise without deflecting. A week later, my niece texted me secretly. "I'm sorry, for real." She said she'd been in counseling, heard herself in what I said about patterns, and hated what she saw. We met for coffee. She owned what she did without excuses, and I believed she meant it. This was the moment I understood change can start with one honest admission, not one perfect apology. I hosted a small birthday do-over in a blue dress that cost a fraction of the Valentino and felt twice as mine. My parents showed up with lemon cake, my favorite, not my sister's. My niece came too, quiet and careful, and handed me a journal she made in art class with a note inside: "I don't want to be cruel to feel powerful." The ruined Valentino still hangs in my closet, not as grief, as evidence of the exact night I finally said, "Enough."